Hello, and welcome back to Soulmate Saturdays. In today's Pick a Card reading, we're going to be doing what goes through their mind. So this could be somebody you are in separation with and you're not talking, and so you're wondering what they're thinking of you. This could be a current crush and you're wondering what's going through their mind. Or even your partner, maybe they're feeling a little bit withdrawn and distance. Wherever you're at, it doesn't matter. We're going to see what is going on in their mind. So we have 3 crystals right now. We have the Success, Evolve, and Rebirth Stone. And so here's where you guys are going to take a moment and decide on which crystal is meant for you. When you do decide which crystal is meant for you, you can jump ahead in the description of the video. I will have timestamps. This way you can just skip right to your reading. I'll show you the stones really quick. So we have the Success Stone. We have the Evolve Stone. And we have the Rebirth Stone. Okay. All right. So if you need an extra moment, you can pause the video right here. Otherwise, if you guys chose the Success Stone, this is your reading. All right. Let's see what goes on in their mind. What goes through their mind? Let's get some cards. Look at the story. Let's see what's going on. Card 1. Okay. All right. So we've got, I still remember the good times we shared. So this to me means no matter the distance, no matter how far away, oh God, I just got chills. Oh wow, it's so beautiful. No matter how far away you guys are from each other, like I'm always going to think fondly of you, and I'm never going to forget those moments because they make me smile. It's something I can lean on. If I'm upset, I can remember when we went on our first date or we had our first kiss or anything like that. This they hold in high regards. Okay. Oh no, somebody screwed up. Okay. All right. But I think this is them ready to acknowledge, right? Because there's a little bit of guilt I feel with this. And so, but they're ready to acknowledge their wrongdoings. There might be multiple ones with this, but I think they're finally ready to take responsibility. Could be ready to change their ways a little bit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at that. I'm sorry I couldn't follow through with my promises. That's probably, yeah, I'm covered in chills. Wow. That's probably why I felt multiple wrongdoings, because whatever they did the first time, it's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. And I think they probably meant they're sorry, but not fully understanding the repercussions, right? And so they might have done it again and again, and I'm not sure how many times they did it, but I think this is like, I'm sorry, but then I do it again. So are you really sorry? And you're like, get to the point that you're fed up. So I don't know maybe who ended it or who walked away. And it doesn't even have to be that, right? You guys could still be in that vicious cycle living together, and it will relate a little bit different for each of you since these are general. But again, every time I'm saying I'm sorry, if I do it again, how am I truly sorry? And so maybe they meant it in the moment, but whatever it was had a bigger hold on them. It could be an addiction. It doesn't have to be, but then they just kept caving and they kept giving in and they kept breaking the promise. And so, I think there is love there, but there's still, like I was feeling guilt. There might even be shame that they're a little shameful of what they did. Let's look at the other card. Yeah. So, okay. All right. And that's the thing. Time. Oh, because time was so on here. Wow. And that's a little haunting too. Okay. I was feeling this huge time energy of like, doesn't matter the distance, right? And so it's so interesting because I just got sidetracked. It's like I wanted to come make amends. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. And I think there was this huge intention of like, I want to come sweep you off your feet. I want to come say I'm sorry. I want to come do this. And like whatever happened, life, work, kids, something. I think it just like one day turned into a week, turned into a month, turned into however long it is for you, right? Because I feel like this, it's like they want to make amends, but it's like time got a hold of them. They're like, man, I was supposed to go call them at 7. And the next thing I know, it's like I'm asleep. And it's like, man, I just lost the day. Where did all the hours go? It's like hours turn into days, days turn into weeks. And then it's like, oh, how much time can go by until I can come say I'm sorry? Like, are you really still going to want me back like weeks, months later, or however long this is? But I think for them, like, I don't even, where they're at now, I don't feel any necessary malicious energy around them. Now, they could have came out of something that, again, they're not proud of. Definitely upsetting to you, but I don't think it's in their current energy. I think whatever this is that they're sorry about, I think that's in the past. I don't know how much time has gone by, but again, they might be a little fearful to come and say they're sorry now. But what's going on is their mind. It's definitely you. They definitely still think about you. There's all this energy of like reminiscing. That's a really strong energy I'm picking up on. Reminiscing, like the good times, all the stuff, your memory. But your memory almost haunts them in a way of like, man, I screwed up. I wish I could be with this person. There's something going on, like I want it back to the way it was, but I don't know how to make it that way again. If I were talking to them, I would say sooner rather than later, because I don't want them to get swept up in more time and days and weeks and all this. And then I feel like they won't even know how to come forth if too much time goes by. But I feel there's a wanting. I think they're still getting their footing, and I think that they will come back. It's a very slow moving energy, to be honest, but I see them trying. So this is really good. So whatever they did, right, I do see it's left behind, and you're not far from their mind. I don't see any other man or woman with them. And so if there was this energy of any third party or cheating, I definitely don't see that. I feel like somebody needed to hear that because I'm covered in chills. And so if that was what they're sorry about, right, then I don't feel that person is around anymore. That might not relate to all of you, but I need to put that out there because I see them more. I don't want to use the word alone, but there's not another party there. So, but I will see them coming back around. Again, time is moving so slow with that, so I'm just not sure when, but there's still hope. Card 1, and they still miss you, and they still think about you, and you're still the light of their life, okay? All right, so we'll wrap up card 1's reading. And, dropping all the cards. We will move on to card 2, which is the Evolve Stone. But let me shuffle up this deck real quick. All right. Okay. Okay, if you chose the Evolve Stone, then this is your reading. Let's see. What goes on in their mind? What goes through their mind? Oh, wow, that's so funny. Card 1 had this too. That one came flying out. Let's get a couple more cards. So let's see. Still haunted by my actions. We got out so far. Okay. I don't know. I have to say it, right? I'm feeling a really strong Gemini energy. I don't know if you're the Gemini, if you're dealing with the Gemini, it might be somewhere in their chart. It literally could be their Venus placement. Like there's something around, and you know what's interesting? Gemini is actually in tarot, relates with the lovers, but there's some kind of Gemini. Now, it could be your sun, your moon, your rising, doesn't have to be, but I'm really pulled to, like, when I look at the astrology chart, I feel like it's like a Venus placement. So that would symbolize love. So and maybe, I don't know, that maybe that's how you guys communicate in love. There's something really going on strong around Gemini. Okay, here's the second card. I'm working towards a better future. This is really good. This is a good promise. This is like a promise of tomorrow. I really like that. I'm not sure if they're around here with this, though. Here, I feel the energy strong. It's so interesting because, like, when I said that came out in card 1, I'm like, it feels completely different now. And I'm like, I don't feel this energy. It feels like it's not there. And so it's almost like a ghost. And so maybe they ghosted you. I don't know. That could be going on because I'm like, why don't I feel this energy? It's just not present. And so maybe they're not present. Maybe they're not around. There could be some ghosting action. But let's get some more cards so we can see what's going on. Okay. I think something else flipped. I know I made a huge mistake. Okay. Look at it. Still haunted by actions. I know I made a huge mistake. That's so funny. Oh my God, you're the only person who truly gets me. And I know it might be too late by the time I figure things out. Wow. Okay. Okay, card two. Here's what's going on. Oh gosh. Sorry, I'm just picking up. I'm hearing something though. I'm hearing I can't hear the first word, but it's like, I'm sorry, sucker, or you're sorry, sucker, or something. But I think that's the story they're telling themselves. Is there some like thing with that? Is there some saying? Because they, sorry, sucker. But it's not meant to be funny, and I feel like I want to laugh with it. But okay, sorry, it goes on my mind when I work sometimes. Anyways, I feel like what they're telling themselves because they feel like this is missed opportunity. Oh, why am I seeing flowers, but I'm also seeing grass? Okay. Sorry, there's so much going on. Somebody needs probably some grounding with that, but I think that they're lacking a little bit of focus. To be honest, I'm getting a lot from them. Um, they're putting their energy, they're probably putting their hope and faith in the wrong people. They're leaning on the wrong people for like their support system. Maybe they don't have the best family dynamic, and they might be leaning on them for support. And it's I don't know if it's lack of give and take, or it could be a family narcissist or energy vampires or something, but it doesn't feel, it could be a toxic household. I don't know. There's something going on that whoever they're getting support from, I don't necessarily like it. It kind of makes me a little nauseous. So I'm like, whatever's going on, and it's they're entanglement with them. They're kind of drowning that connection. I don't know what this is. Wow, because my head's like completely foggy. So that's probably why I'm like, okay, the nature being outside could heal them. Being in the grass could be grounding. It's honestly they're grounding. They just need to focus. They have a lot going on, and what they're doing is they're keeping themselves busy with other things that don't seem relevant to what they actually need. Um, meaning maybe they need to heal this connection and they need to work on themselves, but instead they're like daydreaming and doodling and doing things that make no sense. That I'm like, okay, your end goal is to get back with this person, right? Like if this is their end goal to get back with you, and I don't know, maybe you guys haven't broke up, but I can't really tell. They're I see two separate houses, so I don't know what that means, but I kind of see them going back and forth. So maybe they do spend a lot of time at your house, but I don't know. Could be an ex. Sorry, there's so much energy I'm picking up on, and I even see the moon. Wow, that's so interesting. Okay. Honestly, I'm getting so many messages. It's hard to tell. For you, I'm gonna throw this out really quick because I seen a green inventory stone. I feel like I want you to like carry it in your pocket. I don't know why I'm hearing worry stone. Maybe that's for them, but I think it's more the feminine energy who needs the green adventuring. Feels a little bit healing. Let me go back into their energy. Um, Gosh, if their end goal is to be with you forever, whether that's get back or not, I feel that they are every step and every action they're making is not necessarily doing the opposite, but it's not pulling you any closer. It's like this is what they want, but why aren't they making these little baby steps to get there? I could see their energy like all over the place and really busy and focused on this, that, and the other, but none of it necessarily has to do with you. But when I tap into their heart, wow, that's so interesting because they showed me the feet. Okay, when I tap into their heart, I can see that you are the end goal. But why aren't they working towards it? I don't know. I'm like, it's like conflicting energies. I'm like, you want this, but everything you're doing doesn't show me that you're getting there. So as I'm looking as the outsider in, I'm like, well, why are you doing this? Because you're just wasting time. That's how I see it. To be very blunt, it's like they're just wasting time and it's not getting them anywhere and it's not necessarily helping them. I don't know. Let me go into these cards though, because there was like so much going on. I couldn't even focus. And so that's why I feel like they need to focus, but they need to bring the energy back to them and focus first before they can even come back to you or make things right or something because there's a lot going on. They need like a whole, I wish I had some sage, like little energy clearing. Something's going on. There's a lot of misdirected energy. Okay, but let's bring this back to your guys' connection. Okay. So we've got, I know I made a huge mistake and I'm still haunted by my actions. Okay. Back to that sorry sucker energy. I don't know. It's the story they're telling themselves. It has to do, they might be wallowing. There might be a little bit self-pity. I think it's not even that they're beating themselves up. I don't think they think they're worthy. I don't think that like I have to be right. When I'm right, they'll take me back or they'll accept me or things are good. but they're not doing anything to make themselves better. So I'm like, oh, I'm just going to wallow in that energy right now. Um, there's a big disconnect here. That's mainly what I'm feeling. I wish they would just talk to you. I don't know. If you guys are still in communication, it's like we're not talking about the right things, or they're not opening up, or why aren't they reaching out? Because they think that, I don't know, there could be a conversation that could clear a lot of this up. I feel like a lot of it's in their head because whatever that story they're telling themselves, they missed out, they lost an opportunity, something. I'm like, that's your issue. Like, just go talk to them. It doesn't seem, they have this whole far-fetched energy, and I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. I think if you guys could sit down and talk, it'd be a whole other energy, but I don't know if they're ready to face this fear. Something going on. Okay. I know it might be too late by the time I figure things out. Yeah. Because they're distracted with something. I don't know what it is. They're like doing these meaningless things that I'm like, might be good in the moment. You know, you can be really busy but not productive. And so whatever they have going on, it's like not productive towards getting back with you. And I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know. It's just what I'm picking as the outsider. But it's very interesting because they are working. They want to be a better man, a better woman. They do want to get back to you. This is that heart center energy. And interesting, I did put it in the middle unintentionally. God, are you both empaths? There's a bit huge tug on like the heartstrings here, like connected, like there's a cord there. Yeah, you guys will soak up each other's energies and probably melt into each other. Oh, man, but it's like by the time I get there, you might be gone. Here's what I'm gonna say. What goes to their mind, a lot of unnecessary worry, a lot of unnecessary, they're like planning in their head. They've got it all there, but it's no action. What's going on in their mind, I could literally maybe even see in their mind that they see you two like walking down the aisle someday. But again, if they're not doing anything to get towards there, that someday is just some la 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 in my head. And so I'm like very confused. That's why I was like, what are they doing? I think that they're trying, and they might think that they're trying the best of their ability. But again, I want to redirect their energy somewhere else. There's something going on here outside of them that it doesn't feel so healthy, right? Yeah. But I do think that there are feelings there. It goes to their mind. I think that here's what I'm going to say. They want to be with you. They just don't know how. I don't know. They really want to be with you. I do feel this is two souls connected. And so, man, they're going to have to make a huge quantum jump. They got to get out of their comfort zone a little bit to come back to you or to make things right or whatever it is. But if they just got out of their own way here, out of their own head, what's going on in their head is they're just, they're in their head too much about who they think you are, who they think they are, and how they think you have to be and they have to be. And so they may even have you on a pedestal because what they're thinking of you is you're like the queen bee, the king of all, whatever it is, right? And so they can't ever live up to that. And so why they can't live up to that is why they're telling themselves they're not good enough. And there's that I'm sorry sucker energy, because again, it's how do I ever live up to that? So I think that's why, like, if they took that pedestal down a little bit and you guys talked about whatever, they've got some kind of blockage here, you guys could get through it. But again, this is always a someday to them. But when is the someday? Because they want to be the better person. It's like they need a little reality check here. But yeah, I mean, you two definitely, I think you guys feel the same. You want to know what goes with their mind? It's so interesting. I just with calm, deep breaths, grounding. You will be okay. That's like what I would tell them. They're just an overthinker and an overworrier. Yeah. Over planning too. That's literally what's going through. They got too much going on through their mind. I'm like, chill, dude, you're fine. Just go talk to them. Like, otherwise, this is always going to be a someday. And I'm like, well, when is the someday? Like, I don't get it. So, but you two definitely have a very strong connection. It's probably deeper than most of the connections you ever felt. I feel that on both ends. It's whatever you're feeling, they probably feel it too. You guys even might have some spiritual connection. There's probably, even when you guys are together, a lot of synchronicities. It's a very divine union, but it's like getting to the union. Like, oh, we're good when we're good, but how do I get them to actually sit down in front of me and be with me? Yeah. And so they just don't know how. They don't know how. They want to be with you, but they don't know how to do it. That's simply what it is. Okay. All right, card 2. We're going to wrap up your reading. It's so interesting because I can feel like I have this big smile on my face and I see it almost like this with a little sense of humor. And I don't mean that badly. I just see it as like that outside perspective. And so I'm like, God, if they could just get out of their own way, like everything could be fine. It's like bliss. But again, that's their own blocks. And I don't mean it anything like insensitively. It's just, I can see it. I'm just like, I just give them a shove. Make it work. Yeah. All right, so we'll wrap up card 2's reading. Give me a second. We're going to shuffle this up, and then we'll jump into card 3. All right, one more. Okay. If you chose the Rebirth Stone, then this is your reading. What goes on in their mind? Let's drop the deck. What goes on in their mind? Oh no, I need to go my own way for a while. So did this already happen? Did they already leave? Are they about to? Or is this like in your present energy? I'm not sure, but we'll see. This might be you too, though. Let me see what's going on. Okay, your airplane. Oh, karma's a beep. I finally got mine. You're irreplaceable. Okay, let's see what else we got. I'm afraid to take that next step right now. Let's get one more card. Gosh, why is there all this? Oh, okay, we'll take that one. It's really hard for me to open up. Yeah, there's some emotional blockages here. They got shut down one too many times. They don't deal well with rejection. Very sensitive. Interesting. There's a wall here. If you can get it down, they can open up and communicate. But until they get to that point, it's almost like you might even feel like you walk on eggshells around them. Yeah, there's a lot of emotional blocks there. It's not you at all, I'll tell you that. That's the past relationship. I don't think, it's not like they are not over that person. I just think it did a number to them, meaning they got shut down, they got left, it has to do with their rejection core wound. And so whatever happened in previous relationships, maybe one, maybe multiple, that's probably a pattern they've seen a lot. And so because they've probably been rejected a bunch or left a bunch, they have this fear of rejection wound. And so you two can work through this. And once you get through that first initial block, it will start little by little crumbling down that wall. And when the wall comes down, it's fine. But this is a little bit of a challenge. And you really have to like hold their hand and almost like baby them through this and be there, very supportive. That's a big wall. Okay, so you're replaceable. I like that because no matter what, like I think they might even compare other people to you, especially if you guys aren't talking or whatever's going on. I honestly see this as a it's interesting because these are shadows here, but in my mind's eye, I can like see it like as a shadow, meaning that like wherever they go, they probably see your face a lot and like, oh, that person looks just like them or just like her, like And so I think they're like seeing remnants of you wherever they go, even like might be smelling your smell. But nobody comes close to you. I don't think anybody compares to you. Actually, this is very interesting. I don't think this has happened. I really don't think this has happened. This is a fear. This is a huge fear, meaning like, oh my God, if I did this to you, well, karma's real. It's only going to come back and bite me tenfold. I think they have that belief that I think it hasn't happened, but I think they could call this upon to them unknowingly, like unconsciously, because they're so worried that this could happen. They actually are going to manifest it. That's very interesting. Yeah, they got a little bit of, and I don't mean this in a bad way, a little bit of darker energy. It's their shadow, right? There's a lot of stuff to work through, which is fine. We all have it, no judgment. But if they just took back control of this, right, and create your own destiny, right, there is good karma. I think they're so worried that somebody's going to come back and bite them that they're going to get bit. So I'm afraid to take the next step. I need to go away. This could be a pulling away. I'm hearing the word distant. And so if you're still together, they might be feeling a little bit distant. God, if they open up, God, yeah. If you could get them to open up, it'd be a little bit of a different story. Somebody might be fed up and I don't know, because we're just not understanding each other. Two different communication styles, which is fine. You guys can work through it. You just have to learn how to communicate with each other. But this is getting less and less. I mean, it's like fading and fading and fading. So they could be pulling away with this. It's like, you're better off without me. At least that's what they say to themselves. Again, there's a lot of like self-doing energy. What is that word? Oh God, I have no idea. Might come to me in a second, but what does it mean? It means like they're making their own destiny. The self-fulfilling prophecy. There it is. Because this is what it is. Like, oh, you're better off without me. And they tell themselves that enough that like that becomes a reality because that's what they believe is true. Same with this. They're so afraid karma's going to come back tenfold for them that they make it true. Yeah, that's so interesting. I'm afraid to take that next step right now, which really could be around the communication. I really feel like I want to get one more card with you guys, though. Okay, yeah. That's a big energy of like self-help, personal development. And they might have to pull away to come back. I don't know if that completely, I don't think it really means like leaving the relationship or ending it. But when they pull away, I think they miss you like crazy, even if it might not be completely like walking out. But somehow, when you're not the one who solves the problem for them, they kind of find themselves, because this is like all about them. It needs to be all about them. It's their personal journey and they're working through their soul development here. So I do see them working as a better individual so they can be with you. What's going through their mind is they're living in the past a lot. And they're so afraid you're going to do to them what others have done to them, right? And so they are in their head a lot. However, that's so interesting. Sorry, I'm just picking up on... I'm going to get one more card, too. I don't know if the future looks a little bleak. I was like, wait, what word am I saying? I don't know whose energy that is, because energy got really soft and like not misspoken, quiet, faint. And that might be the pulling away, but it's so interesting. Yeah, wow. What did I say? It's all about them. Okay, thank you. Because they are really trying to find themselves. They're working through their own blocks, but I kind of see you guys doing it. It's like, oh, okay, thank you. It's like you guys are doing it together, but you're not the one fixing the problem. Meaning you can be there as that supported individual and hold their hand, but they have to figure it out themselves. That's what was going on, because it was so interesting in the beginning. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if they're pulling away or where you're at, what's going on. And I could feel your energy still around. And for some of you, like I said, you might feel a little bit fed up. Like, how long is this going to take? Because it feels like, when is it going to happen? When are you going to open up? Like, you can't put me first. And this is, there's the energy, but I don't really see you walking away. And so what I was feeling, it was very confusing, because I'm like, they're gone, but they're there. And so I was like, well, what does that mean? And so they're pulling away a little bit to work on themselves. So what you need to hear and what you need to know is they're not pulling away because of you. They're not becoming distance because of you. What's going on in their mind is they really are working toward a better future. They're trying to be that better man, that better woman, and they really want to be right for you. So here's what I'm going to say is like, you just have to be there as a supportive person. Hold their hand, be that shoulder to cry on, be that ear to listen to, and you can kind of guide them, but like, you don't have to fix the problems for them. They need to figure this out on their own. And so that's why I was like, I don't really see the split, but I see them like the energy was like getting faint and slowly fading and all this stuff. And I'm like, what are you telling me? And I'm like, no, they're just on this journey. And so even if things get a little quiet, lately, like just allow it to be what it is, because I don't see them wanting to walk away. I just feel they're trying to get through their own stuff. If they left the past, and it's all about the past, right? Well, he did what she did, blah, blah, blah. And so they'll get to a point and they finally realize like, you're a completely different person. And I fully trust, and I can take that leap of faith with you that you're not going to break my heart. But they have to work through this a little bit on their own. And I don't think you forcing them or trying to like, I'm not that person. Like, you can tell them all you want, but that's not going to help. But like, they have to see it on their own. So what's going on in their mind is there's feelings. There's for sure feelings. They're just so caught up with the past. They didn't heal completely is what it is. And so they're on this little bit of healing journey, and they're trying to heal the past because they do want to make it right. They do want to make it work. They're really trying. They're really trying. So as they're being a little distant and quiet and like pulling away, here's what you have to do. You kind of have to, then that's where you kind of have to get them to open up, right? And that's the hard part, because this is really hard for them to do. But if you come in, God, I don't even want to put it on you because it's not your energy. You don't have to do this, but if you can be there for them and help them through this and allow them to give them the space they need to heal, everything will be fine. But you're going to have to be patient, which I don't know if that's necessarily easy for you. But like, your job is to be the patient, like best friend, and true lovers should be best friends, right? And so, and I'm not saying the romance is going to die out, but just be there for them and allow them to heal, because I don't want them to bring their baggage in the relationship. And I think they already have. And so they're trying to like one by one let go of this baggage. And so while they work through this, because if they don't work through this, I don't know. It's just going to be a little bit more challenging for you. They're working through it. Let's put it that way. They're working through it. It's a little bit slow of a process. And so that's where you need the patience and just keep your heart open. And no, there's not another woman. There's not another man. It's not what's going on. It's not what they're being quiet. Like, I don't feel any of that. I just feel some sorrow in their heart. And so what's going on in their mind is they're trying to find themselves, who they are today, and not letting the past define them, because it's like baggage, like bags and bags of baggage. And so they're trying to let that all go. They do want to be with you. It's like one by one, the cords are being cut. One by one, the cords are being cut, and it's releasing the past. And that's great. And so you just need a little bit of patience, and I don't see why it can't work out. They've just got to get through some of this stuff. And so be very supportive. They need an uplifting energy as they're going through this, right? So if you come home from work, when you see them, if you're like smiling and bubbly and uplifting and positive and all that stuff, it's really going to help them a lot, because they're doing the real inner work. They're facing the shadow. They're purging stuff. They're going through a big purge, right? And so that has nothing to do with you. This is all about, and why are they doing this? Because they want to be with you, right? They don't want all that stuff. It's not fair to you. And so they have to let all this go so it can be fair to you, right? Very interesting. Yeah, and I think the main message, I know this is like what goes on in their mind, but it's like what you need to hear, because you may be wondering, right? Like, is this happening? Am I being suspicious for a reason? Like, do I need to check their phone? Like, why are they doing this? It doesn't have anything to do with you, and it doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. it's their past. They're trying to release it. And I think it's really hard for them to talk about that. And so when you don't know what goes on in their mind, you might start making assumptions and worrying, are they doing this? Are they doing that or whatever? But they're just trying to release all this. I don't even think that they've consciously know that they're trying to release it to like be this better person. It's like they're just taking things like one step at a time. And what they're not realizing is they are letting go of the baggage one by one by one by one by one. Like, I don't even think that they're acknowledging that that's what's happening, but it is. But that I see like tunnel vision, you're at the end, but it's this very long tunnel. So I think that there is focus with you is getting to you and being with you. It's just they have a little bit longer journey to get rid of the baggage to get there. But that journey I can see like it's surrounded by like golden light. And so that shows me that's protected along the way. But I see like your silhouette at the end. So that means that you are that's where they're going. Like that journey leads to you. Okay. Okay, card 3. We're going to wrap up your reading right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you got anything out of this video, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button this way. I know you got something that resonated. If you guys haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and there's a bell too. I want you to hit the bell and turn on all notifications because I do daily videos. And I don't want you guys to miss out on any upcoming messages. That next message just might be the message that you need to hear today. All right, my loves, thanks so much for watching. Till next time, be blessed.